extremely unfortunate that in the same area, time and again, we lost lives and we lost men and material. This clearly is indicative of the fact that we have not learned appropriate lessons from the past. All these operations invariably happen when we are returning from an operation after having successfully completed the operation. Here too, they were returning, SOPs were not followed, road clearance drills were not followed. Apparently, they were in a lackadaisical mood. Intelligence was not, timed intelligence was not shared between the various agencies, and they fell victim to the Maoist attack. This is unpardonable. Several heads must roll. Accountability must take place, because this is not the first time that in the same area this thing like this has happened. In the last 1 year, it's the third such incident in the same area. Apparently, all SOPs that ought to have been adhered to, leadership that ought to have been followed, training modules must have been adhered, but not adhered.
Sad incident. You see, over the last few years, the security forces have been doing an outstanding job, and the CPI Maoist cadre, which is the main group which is fighting there, had been pushed back tremendously. This time, it is unfortunate that a vehicle has been hit with an IED. It's very difficult to prevent such sort of an attacks unless you have proper road openings carried out, and it simply shows that there are remnants in the CPIM who are still very, very active and who need to be eliminated. Subsequently, over the last 6 to 8 years, they have been pushed back tremendously. You know, the state government, regardless of who was the government in the state, they had been carrying out concerted action along with the centre to push back the Maoists from their strongholds, and they have been very successful. In fact, the Maoists have been on the run for a long time. But it doesn't mean that the problem is over. The problem still exists because these people are funded and supported by various intellectual groups within India. They will be supported by certain elements from abroad, but they've also got their support bases within India. When we talk of things like the urban Naxals, you know, there are people who support such movements.